Okay, on demand, we're live. Not so much in the chat room yet, but you know what day it is. Saturday. Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day. That means happy birthday to the United States, the country that we love. And just one moment. We're waiting for the sound to come through the chat room like we always do. But, of course, I will say good morning. It's time for some nuggets and tidbits. Saturday fantasy baseball. And the chat room is a little light today. That's to be expected. It's a holiday weekend. It's beautiful out. Actually, is it really beautiful out? No, it's raining. It's pouring rain, but typically it's beautiful out. Lately, we're in the middle of the summer, and it has been a hot one. So the rain, I have to say, is a welcome change, at least for a few days, right? We can all stand a little bit of rain. And the sound is... Let's check it out. It's not there yet. It will be very soon. Don't you worry. We will not be late. Although you can't hear me, I'm talking to you in the chat room, but okay, just one sec for those of you on demand. And for those of you on demand, we do like to let you know, of course, that you can catch the Happy Hour Social Club on Wednesday nights at 7:30. They took the vacation this week, but you can find them here, or you can go to the Twitch app. They are on Twitch, and all their friends are on Twitch live, and it's a great chat room, and they play marbles and give prizes. I've never seen somebody give so many prizes out, to be honest with you. And they talk all the sports, not just baseball, but they talk UFC, football, blah, blah, blah. It's sure taking a long time for the sound to come through today. Feels like forever. Is it coming through for you, Leonard? Strange.
Not yet.
Well, I know the sound is going.
There you go.
So we're on. Yes, we're good. Okay, sound is good. Sorry I'm late. Sound is thumbs up. All right. Okay, so we will say hello to everybody in the chat room in just 1 second, but we want to welcome you aboard to Saturday Fantasy Baseball. And we have Bobby Kleinow, Noah Jack. We love the Kleinow family. You know, I always say hello to all the kids, but I don't think I give Crystal Kleinow enough credit. We all know she's the one, the glue that holds it all together. So good morning to Crystal. Good morning to Noah Jack. Shay is watching a movie, Little Einstein. And the newest addition to the family, Teddy Ray, is sound asleep, which is probably very peaceful for Crystal and Bobby. But we love having Noah Jack here. We know that Noah is a huge baseball fan, and he does baseball cards with Daddy. They do the videos on Facebook. What a wonderful family. We love you. Noah Jack, we are appreciative that you guys come and spend your Saturday mornings with me. Chris JP is here. Data Premier. The Hulkster Daniel Ferrara is listed in the chat room, but I don't think he's actually here. Now, we have a huge birthday today in the chat room, so I'd like everybody to say happy birthday to Captain Danny. I hope Penny bakes you a birthday cake. Captain Danny, spending time with his family, most likely. We love it. Happiest birthday to you, Captain Danny. Now, Eddie and Teresa Heckman spent yesterday. Samantha, their eldest granddaughter, turned 12. We love it. Happy birthday to Samantha. Leonard Donaldson is here, and of course, Lenny's here. You got Malpal and Tina over in San Diego. Not for long. Rotorius. We're going to talk about the Mets today, Rotorius. And Chris JP, another Mets fan. We have to discuss those poor Mets. Also, Turd made it in with Turd Jr., who we love. And who else? I can't see past Turd. My assistant over here is going to tell me the rest of the people in the chat room. Boston Paul is here under guest. I think he...
Triple play.
And triple play. Great to see...
Ball.
And great to see you triple play.
That should do it.
Triple play. Happy birthday to Danny. All right, so here's what happened on this day in history. All right? Larry Doby integrated the American League in 1947, joining Cleveland straight from the Negro Leagues after starring with the Newark Eagles. Also, another little bit of news you can look forward to in just about a week. The 2024 MLB draft will kick off at 5 p.m. Eastern on... That's strange. It says 6/14. If it's 6/14, then we're a month late. Is it 7/14? It's gotta be. Okay, we fix our stuff as we go, right? The Home Run Derby. Gosh, doesn't it seem like every year less and less players want to participate in the Home Run Derby? Now, it used to be this superstition that if you participated in the Home Run Derby, then the chances of being useless for the rest of the season was a real danger. But I really believe that was more of just a coincidence, because there's been a lot of players that have done extra well in the Home Run Derby that didn't have problems. We only just notice it when they do. So if you actually compared the number of hitters that did crappy after the Home Run Derby that were in it, it would be a lot less than the ones that do just fine. So it's very interesting to me. I'd like your input in the chat room. Is it just me, or does it feel like less and less hitters want to be included and part of this spectacular event? The fans love it. So what's the problem? This year we will not see Aaron Judge, we will not see Juan Soto, and we will not see Ohtani. They all declined to be in it. I'm kind of surprised that Ohtani declined to be in it. I mean, he just brings so much excitement. So does Judge and Soto. It's just sad. And yes, Turd says, nothing says I'll pass on the Home Run Derby like Alec Bohm being a participant. And yes, MLB announced that the Phillies' third baseman, Alec Bohm, is committed to the Derby. He's probably so excited. I just wish these superstars would be humble a little bit and go out there and do it for the fans. What is it that you have to do that's so important that you can't participate? I mean, it's just a spectacular time. I just don't get how anybody could say no. It's pretty disappointing, to be honest. And it makes me feel like these teams and these players, and especially, they say that they want to make the game more fun and all this, but it just doesn't feel like that, okay? They're going to take a week off instead. Ohtani, Judge, and Soto all declined, but a couple of great... We got Alec Bohm and we have Gunnar Henderson. I appreciate Gunnar Henderson so much for coming out and doing this when he doesn't have to. It's for the fans, right? He's already having a phenomenal year. It's not like he has to do it, but it's really something that you want to have play a part in my opinion. I mean, I'm pretty sure, yes, Ohtani, Judge, and Soto, they've all been involved in the Home Run Derby before. Maybe they don't feel like they need to do it again because they already got that experience. Maybe they're worried about injury. I could understand that with Judge especially. And yes, it takes a lot to swing a bat and hit a homer. But when was the last time somebody actually got hurt doing that? So please do remind me of...
It hurts their swing. That's what they say. It hurts their batting swing.
Lenny says it hurts their swing. I'm sorry. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to swing a bat. You're going to tell me it hurts your swing? Okay, that's just ridiculous. But that's my opinion, I mean, this is my show, so I get to say whatever I think, which I will, right? And Laura, great to see you. Yes, we are going to plan a game to the Mets ballpark, to Citi Field this year. It'll have to be after I come back in August, so we will definitely do that. I look forward to it a lot. Can't wait to see you. Now, James K. is here. Good morning to James K. Good morning to Tommy Johnson. And don't forget, everybody, it's Danny's birthday. It says Padres fan celebrates too hard. What does that mean, Danny? Is that Machado that I see? Those uniforms are just horrible, okay? They're horrible. Those uniforms are the worst. The Padres, it's so bad. It's fine, Andrea, but with big contracts and teams in races, teams don't like it. Sorry. Okay. I feel it. Okay? I feel it. Anyways, breaking news. Andrea speaks her mind. I know it's very much breaking news. King Hap, I hope you and Jolene had a wonderful vacation this week. Okay? I do. I think I saw a couple pictures. I know there was water involved, and I'm sure I don't even have to tell you I hope you do. I already know you did, all right? Okay, yesterday was the second time in Major League Baseball history when 3 teams won despite allowing grand slams. Actually, the other time it happened was on July 28th in 1998. Owens, great to see you, our friend. Our newest friend, Owens. Also, White Sox Al, good to see you too. Here we go, Laura. You might want to plug your ears on this one. Okay, Rotorius and Chris JP. The good thing is that the Mets will have about $180 million coming off their payroll this offseason. They won't have to pay Scherzer anymore. $70 million, okay, to Scherzer. Verlander and McCann. Scherzer, Verlander, and McCann, they will save $70 million with those 3 off the books. The reason that those 3 are put together is because they're paying these guys who aren't even on their team anymore, all right? And then you have $13 million with Narvaez, Nido, Lopez, and Joey Wendell. $97 million with Pete Alonso, Severino, JD Martinez, Harrison Bader, Luke Raley, Adrian Hauser, Adam Ottavino, Jake Dykman, Smith, Fujinami, and Lucchesi. All of those guys are going to fall off unless they extend, right? But that's another $100 million. So we're talking almost $200 million coming off the Mets payroll. And boy, oh boy, will that be nice, because I believe that you will see a rebuilding team. Now, in my opinion, I think they should keep Alonso, but I think I only just like him. I think that I like Alonso anyway, but I think I just like him more because a lot of people don't like him. See, nowadays, if someone disagrees with how you think, then they don't like you, and I just despise that. So these players that nobody likes, those guys I really like, all right? It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how I feel. Jeff McNeil will get an increase next year. He'll get $5 million more. Now, here's a genius of the day, okay? This came from King Turd, and I looked it up to make sure we were giving the right answers because it was a trivia question on X. Here it is. So get ready, get your fingers ready, and let's go. All right, who are the only 2 MLB hitters to drive in at least 100 RBIs before the All-Star break? If Unholy was here, I know he'd get it. There's 2 hitters that drove in at least 100 runs. Actually, I should say more than 100 runs, because there was another guy that drove in 100, but yeah, I'm saying the only 2 hitters to drive in more than 100 runs before the All-Star break in MLB history. All right. Now, while you guys are figuring that one out, let's talk about the Yankees, okay? Because Mets fans, we like to harp on the Yankees. And you know Lenny loves to harp on the Yankees right now because he called this. And thank you to Turd for posting that on X and saying that's why Lenny's a legend. Because when he said this, when the Yankees were in first place in the American League East, Lenny said they're going to finish last in the American League East, and we all laughed at him, and especially me, okay? Just like I laughed at him when he said Kikuchi was a good pitcher. You just never know with this guy. He comes up with some doozies, okay? And that is why he's the legend, among many other reasons. The Yankees have lost 14 of their last 18 games. They're 50-22. They were 14 games ahead of the Red Sox after defeating them on June 14th at Fenway Park. The Red Sox since have gone 13-4, and the Yankees have gone 3-14. The Red Sox are now 4.5 games behind the Yankees. And another tidbit by Turd, which is very unbelievable, but not really if you think about it. Aaron Judge is batting. His batting average is not below the Mendoza line. It's below. It's .002. The Mendoza line is .200. His is .002 in potential walk-off at bats. That means he's 2-98 in potential walk-off at bats. It's an MLB record. An MLB record disaster. Now, Malpal, yesterday there was 47,171 fans at Petco Park. It was a record for the ballpark. And also, Danny, keep your ears wide open for this one. The Padres completed a crazy ninth inning with Jurickson Profar and Macho Manny Machado going deep for a 10-8 victory. Now, let me tell you, that is something else, and thank you to Macho Manny. The Arizona Diamondbacks were down 7-2 in the ninth inning, and they lost the game 8-7. Going back to Machado now, I got these a little out of order, so I guess I stuck in the Arizona Diamondbacks, okay? I guess I stuck in the Arizona Diamondbacks right in the middle of the Padres Nuggets. But Machado's 8th career walk-off home run, and all of those have been since 2014. And guess what, Danny? It's the most in MLB in that span. All right, good morning to Tito and Jeter Luna. Okay, great to see you. Yeah, their outfits are horrible, I'll give you that. But they crushed it yesterday. And my boy Manny, you could say what you want, Danny. He's another guy that he's a rebel. That's why I like him. Okay, the Pittsburgh Pirates tied franchise record with 7 home runs. Here we go, Laura. This is too bad. The Pirates had a franchise record with 7 home runs, including 2 grand slams, and the Mets, they tied a franchise record by allowing 7 home runs. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 14-2. Now, you want to know who hit all of those home runs for the Pirates? Rowdy Tellez hit 2 of them. That makes 7 on the season. He also drove in 5 and scored twice. Jack Sawinski hit his 8th home run of the season. Brian Reynolds hit 2 for 16 homers on the season. He had 4 hits, 3 runs, and 6 RBIs. And Yasmani Grandal hit only his 3rd of the season. Yes, Grandal is a backup at this point in fantasy, okay? I look at my bench and I go, what? Grandal on the bench? I always do a double take because it's just kind of hard to... I just remember when he was definitely one of the better catchers in baseball, and it wasn't that far long ago that it was true. And even if he didn't have a great batting average, he was one guy that was getting on base, and you knew it. That's why he didn't ever hit at the bottom of the order, but I guarantee he does now. Him and Michael A. Taylor, right? That's Michael Taylor's 2nd home run of the season. He had 4 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI. Now, we look at the pitcher. We're going to have a little questionnaire about whether or not Paul Skeens should be starting in the All-Star game. I mean, when did we go from should he be included in the All-Star game to should he start the All-Star game, right? Now, I got to get some answers here for the Genius of the Day. Owens guessed Chris Davis. Bobby Kleinow guessed Juan Gonzalez, and that is true. One of them is Juan Gonzalez. You have Hack Wilson, no. Lou Gehrig is a good guess, no. Freddie Lynn and George Scott, no. But thank you, Chris JP, for your answers. We do have one, and that's coming from the great Bobby Kleinow, Juan Gonzalez. Who's the other one? Now, there's one other one. He's not still playing. Great guess by Owens. He says Chris Davis. It's not Chris Davis. So we have one other one. I bet Noah Jack knows this. Okay. Yes, Tommy Johnson, our resident Pittsburgh Pirates insider, says that Brian Reynolds is showing promise, and he's happy that the Pirates front office signed Reynolds long term. Yes, he's great for the team. Boston Paul says Mickey Mantle. No, it's not Mickey Mantle. A-Rod. No, it's not A-Rod, and it's not Manny. But I love the Manny guess. It's not Manny being Manny. It's not Dave Kingman. This is so much fun for me, okay? I just have a great time with it. Okay, there's one other one. Paul Skeens, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 11 whiffs, and a win. He is now 5-0.
Somebody said A-Rod.
A-Rod is not the answer. Jeff McNeil hit his 5th home run of the year, and Francisco Lindor swiped his 16th bag. Now, Lindor, we have an interesting set of tidbits about Lindor later on in the show where we talk about what are his stats since the Mets fans decided to cheer him on instead of boo him when he was having a bad time. Now, it's worked for both Trey Turner and Lindor, so that is a little bit of a learned lesson here. Don't boo your own players. You give them support. When the fans give them support, it helps them out. It's not Willie Stargell. It's not Pete O'Brien. I love it. Hello, Noah Jack. I can't see you great in that picture, but I know you're both there, and it's great to have you. Jeff Burrows is not it. Should I tell him, Leonard?
Good.
Okay. Now, I got to remind you that this genius of the day came from King Turd, and it's not Reggie Jackson. It is, no, it's not Hank Aaron, but it is a Hank. Hello, Noah. Hello, Bobby. It's great. Okay, I'll try not to wake up little Teddy Ray by my yelling. Okay, now here's the answer. No, it's not Albert Pujols, but you guys are just wonderful people, just engaging and having fun with this. It's Hank Greenberg. That's who it is. It's Hank Greenberg. Luis Severino yesterday in this horrific loss to the Pirates, he still did go 6 innings, but it's not good to go 6 innings when you're giving up 7 earned runs, 9 hits, 2 walks, only 3 strikeouts, and now Sevy's record on the season is 5-3. It's Hank Greenberg. Yes, it's Hank Greenberg. Jose Miranda, 10 hits in his last 10 at-bats. If Jose Miranda is available in your league, he should not be available after tomorrow. This guy did not get a great opportunity to play. I don't know why the Twins gave up on him so quickly, but there was a lot of question marks. Why is he not getting an opportunity? Well, he is now. And as much as you people want to go out and fawn all over this Brooks Lee, Miranda's getting it done, all right? Potential doesn't win fantasy, okay? Jose Miranda, 10 hits in his last 10 at-bats. He is the 4th Minnesota Twins player to record a hit in 10 straight at-bats. Now, he's the first since Todd Walker in 1998. He went 4 for 4 with a home run, a double, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. And I hate it when they do this, okay? But the truth is he came a triple shy of the cycle, which means he hit a single, a double, a home run, all right? And he set a Twins franchise record in the 7th inning by tallying his 10th consecutive plate appearance with a hit. He's 26 years old. His homer was 414 feet. All right, which was his 9th homer of the season, and he now has a 9-game hit streak over which he's batted .559, going 19 for 34 with 7 extra base hits, 12 RBIs, and 11 runs scored. Going back to your pesky Dodgers, Will Smith went 3 for 3 with 3 solo home runs, 2 walks, and 4 total runs yesterday. Will Smith hit just 2 homers in June, so he's already off to a fantastic July start. He went to the opposite field for his first inning homer before pulling his solo shots in the 3rd and 7th inning. He's up to a 276 batting average, 349 on-base percentage, 14 homers, 53 RBIs, 45 runs, 18 doubles, and 1 triple through 73 games this season. Yes, Danny, I have to talk about your Dodgers, unfortunately, okay? Brooks Lee hit .545 in his first week. Okay, that's all good. It's all good. You know what? Take Brooks Lee over Miranda if you must. Potential doesn't win fantasy. All right? Good luck to you on that, though. The Brewers are the third team since 1900 with 6 Grand Slams in a 13-game span, joining the 2020 Padres and the 1996 Expos. Yes, Will Smith celebrated Samantha's birthday yesterday. That's right. Okay? Masataka Yoshida, a Red Sox guy, he hit a game-tying 2-run homer in the 9th inning for the Red Sox. Now, he could improve immediately on his getting on base because in Japan, Yoshida routinely posted double-digit walk rates and just a 5.9% walk rate in his rookie season. All right, another thing about him is only 6 of his 15 home runs came at home, though 21 of his 33 doubles were hit in Fenway. This makes sense because Yoshida's fly ball rate was just 26.9%. This is last year. And he stole 8 bases, but he did not get caught stealing, which suggests that, number one, his manager is going to let him run more, and that he could get some more stolen bases because of it. They pinch hit for Miranda in the 9th inning, and then they scored 7 runs.
Big Al.
Very interesting tidbit, Owens. Thanks for that. Big Al on the prowl. Wonderful to see you, my fellow Mets fan, New Yorker. Yes. Hey, we're planning a trip to Citi Field with Laura, and would love for you to meet us there when we do. All right, Big Al on the prowl, coming to Citi Field. Rookie pitchers to start the All-Star game. Those include 1995 Hideo Nomo, 1981 Fernando Valenzuela, 1976 Mark Fidrich, 1962 Dave Stenhouse, and could we see Paul Skeens start the All-Star game in 2024? So let me hear from the chat room. Are we for or against Paul Skeens starting the All-Star game? Because apparently we've skipped over the fact that maybe he doesn't even really have enough innings to qualify for an All-Star game appearance. But now we're wondering if he's going to be the starter. All right. Boston Paul wants to know if he should drop Neris. Help him out. Turd already helped him out. He says, yes, Boston Paul, he stinks. There's no way he's keeping that job much longer. And Turd also chimes in about Skeens. He says he can't start the All-Star game. Does that mean he can't? Literally, he can't? He's not allowed? Or you just don't think he should? All right. Owens points out what a great catch, the 9th inning. What a great inning to watch, the 9th innings with the Twins game where Loper Fido made a great catch. Good morning to Merrill, and good morning to your brother Mitchell. Tommy Johnson says, as our resident insider for the Pirates, he doesn't think Paul Skeens should start. The last thing the Pirates actually want is for something strange to happen. I agree with you, right? They're finally getting it done, and yes, they need him, if for any other reason than to continue their rebuild by selling him. That's sad. I shouldn't say that because he's too exciting, but all right. Now, for those of you who dogged on me for liking Justin Steele, the guy only has 1 win. In fact, he just got his first win. So, okay. But wins is not the deal. Just like Logan Webb doesn't have a lot of wins, these are quality pitchers. Justin Steele threw a complete game yesterday, 9 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 12 whiffs, and a 28 CSW percentage. And yes, he hasn't had a lot of wins. Yesterday was his first. He's thrown 6 straight quality starts, and he's a slow tosser. Yes, sir. Now, what's going on with Gallen? He's one of my favorite slow tossers. He's like, low to mid-90s. That's considered a slow tosser, who I love. What's up with Gallen? It's like he's all of a sudden he's throwing like a madman. What? Have you ever seen that? I don't know. I'm sure it happens a lot. Actually, it's happened quite a few times. One guy that I could think of who increased his velocity out of the blue is that dude Turd Detmers. Detmers is his name. Reed Detmers. He is just the first one I think of, but yes, it happens, and I'm actually praying against it happening with Gallen. That's the last thing I want to see is this guy start trying to throw gas all the time. He's a great pitcher and he doesn't need to throw gas all the time. Now, even though it was Justin Steele's first win of the season, he's great. Ian Happ was on base 3 times. He had 2 hits, a walk, and 2 RBIs, and his teammate Seiya Suzuki hit his 12th home run of the year in the first inning. And then poor Griffin Canning took his 9th loss of the season, 4 1/3 innings pitched with 4 earned runs, 2 walks. Okay. Oh, speaking of Reed Detmers, I just got a notification from The Athletic, and it says that they interviewed Reed Detmers, and he's speaking about his demotion. All right, so we're going to hear about some feelings in this. Anyway, St. Louis beat the Nationals in 11 innings, 7-6. The Cardinals scored 1 run in each of the last 4 innings to get the win. Luis Garcia Jr. collected 4 hits, including his 10th homer, 3 runs, and 3 RBIs for Luis Garcia Jr. Arenado 2 runs, and Wilson Contreras hit his 8th home run to tie the game in the 9th, and my other boy, Sonny Gray, not as good as I would like, okay? I don't think Sonny Gray is a great fit for this Cardinals team, and I don't think Montgomery is a great fit for where he ended up, even though I can't think of where it is right now. Where's Montgomery pitch? Wherever it is, it sucks for him. And not only that, but let me just tell you about Jordan Montgomery when I saw him. Now, maybe he's always been a little thick, and obviously I have no problem with thickness, okay? I have no problem with being thick. But what I do have a problem with is when you miss all of spring training, not your fault, right? Because his ridiculous Scott Boras didn't get him signed, but he should have been practicing and he should have been throwing the ball, and it took him way too long to get back in action, but that's not even the big problem. He just looks horrible. His pants are too tight. Like, if you're going to be thick, you have to buy clothes that fit you, okay? You cannot be walking around with your buttons popping open. Okay, so clearly Montgomery has not accepted the fact that he's a biggie, and he did not dress appropriately, which means that he's not paying attention to his health, his weight, his workouts. He's not keeping himself in shape. And, it's not easy to stay in shape. It's not easy for anybody, okay? It's definitely not easy. But when you're getting paid millions of dollars, I'm sorry, that's just what you accepted when you decided to be a professional athlete. You just have to do it. It's not the worst thing, okay? Jordan Montgomery is not taking care of himself, and that's my rant. All right, now going back to Sonny Gray, who's not a great fit for this team. 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 9 whiffs. Now, San Francisco beat the Guardians 4-2. Michael Conforto, 2 hits, 2 doubles, and a run and 2 RBIs. Now, let's see what is the chat room saying. Boston Paul. He's running out of his gallon of gas. He's talking about gallon throwing gas. That's a good one. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball right now. He thinks, Malpal says we should start him in the All-Star. Reed Detmers needs a change of scenery really bad, according to King Turd. I would too if I was pitching for LA. Danny Fuller, the birthday boy. He's talking about... What are you talking about, Danny? Montgomery needs Andrea buying his clothes. I would just buy him the size that fits him, okay? And, you know, it's just not becoming because when you're in the dugout and you're kicking the water cooler and you're slamming things around and you're kicking and anytime you kick or punch or do something that's going to cause injury to yourself, you're just letting down the fans so much because you can't control your emotions. And the pitcher is the guy that needs to have the most control of his mental, okay? And I don't have a problem with guys swinging their bat at the water cooler if they strike out, and it's passion for the game, it's competitiveness. But when you're a pitcher and you're in the water cooler, if you're down in the dugout and you're literally punching things with your hand and your fist, every time you do that, you risk such a big risk of getting hurt. It's just not really acceptable. And then when your clothes don't fit, it just makes it even that much worse. It just makes you cringe, all right? Okay. So just, if you're going to throw a tantrum, have clothes that fit. I think I'm funny, so, all right? Okay. Malpal, let's see who gets to the gym first. It's all Andrea's fault. Okay, the Angels make every pitcher worse, says Turd. Who was the last good arm that the Angels had? Weaver, C.J. Wilson, Iglesias? Maybe, but he's a relief pitcher. What?
Tanana.
Who?
Tanana.
Tanana. Did you say that before Boston Paul wrote it?
No, yes I did.
All right, Boston Paul and Lenny thinking the same. Tanana. All right, the Angels do stink from top to bottom. Okay, going back to the San Francisco 4 Cleveland 2 game. Helio Ramos, 2 hits and a run. Josh Naylor hit his 21st home run, 2 runs and an RBI. Andres Jimenez, 3 hits, okay, an RBI. And Spencer Bivens, he was the bulk pitcher, okay. He got a no decision, but he pitched 3 innings, 1 earned run, struck out 2, 5 whiffs. And Tanner Bybee, we have to love this guy. Until you see what he did yesterday. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks. He did strike out 10, and he lost. His record is 7-3 now. There's the Blue Ridge homeowners probably telling us that the pool is closed today. I bet you. Because it's raining. Camilo Doval secured his 17th save for the Giants. Detroit beat the Reds 5-4. Riley Green collected 3 hits, and he was a triple shy of the cycle. Right, Noah Jack? If he's a triple shy, what does that mean? Right? That means he hit a single, a double, and a home run. It was his 17th homer. He scored a run, drove in a run, and walked.
Outdoor pool is closed.
Outdoor pool is closed, everybody. Okay. Parker Meadows, 3rd home run. Colt Keith, 2 home runs. Now, Colt Keith is finally waking up, okay? Yes, that's right. I drafted him. I should have never done it, but I did. Because that particular day, it was all over the hype, all over X, the hype of Colt Keith and his long-term extension. Anyways, 2 home runs for Colt Keith. Now he has 7, so be prepared for him to start waking up. Another rookie disappointing us this year, right? Reese Olson earned his 3rd win. In my opinion, Reese Olson should have much more wins, but 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned runs, 8 K, and 16 whiffs. Okay, we love it for Reese Olson. Jason Foley struggled but got his 14th save, okay? And Carson Spires. Tito, help me out here. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's now 2-2. He took the loss yesterday. Jamer Candelario, fourth home run of the season, and your boy Ellie De La Cruz. Guess how many stolen bases Ellie De La Cruz? Don't look it up. I want some guesses in the chat room, please. How many stolen bases does Ellie De La Cruz have right now? Okay? And if you get it exactly right, I know you looked it up. Unless you're turd. You probably already know because you like to follow Ellie around. Austin Wells has been red hot over his last 16 games. Now, this was entering yesterday, but over his last 16 games entering yesterday, Austin Wells, 378 on-base percentage, 553 slugging percentage, a 164 weighted runs created plus, and he's walking over 15% of the time. Good guesses. You are so close. Triple Play says 47. Chris JP says 1. Did you mean 100, Chris? Come on. White Sox Al says 40. Guest Boston Paul says 41. Leonard Donaldson, 36. No, it's not 41. What's your guess, turd? You guys are all really close, okay? Now, pesky Dodgers drafted Christian Walker in the 49th round of the 2009 draft. You know Christian Walker, right? This guy is Aaron Judge when he goes to Dodger Stadium, and it's just interesting that the Dodgers saw something in him when he hits at Dodger Stadium. So this is a good daily bet prop for you, okay? No, this isn't a prop bet, but this is just a good DraftKings, okay? When you see that Christian Walker is going to Dodger Stadium in 138 at bats, Christian Walker is hitting .341 with 19 home runs at Dodger Stadium, okay? So he may not be a Dodger anymore, but he was drafted by the Dodgers, and he sure as heck hits like crazy there. And yes, turd, Ellie is so likable, turd says. He really does admire him for trying to speak English. Vlad Sr. didn't ever do English interviews, and I agree with you 100%. If you come to this country and you need an interpreter, that's fine. But after 5, 6, 7 years, come on, just try to learn the language a little. Anyway, Ellie does try to learn the language, and it's very apparent. I see Ohtani trying to learn the language very much. You could tell when they're trying because they don't need an interpreter after 3 or 4 years. I don't have a problem with that, okay, for all the haters trying to find something, okay? But the bottom line is, Ellie is likable. His smile is like, I know that you guys might not think Vlad Jr. is likable, but I think Vlad Jr. is likable, especially because of that smile. And Ellie has the same type of smile. That's what I see. That's my opinion. That's that. So bet on Christian Walker when he goes to Dodger Stadium. Also, Jordan Westburg. Okay, Eddie, this is for you. Orioles' Jordan Westburg on pace for 280 batting average, 26 homers, 91 RBIs, 11 stolen bases. He went 1 for 4 with a solo home run on Thursday, and entering yesterday, Westburg hit safely in 11 of the last 13 games, went 16 for 54 with a 296 batting average, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 14 homers this season, 49 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, and a 280 batting average across 80 games so far. Also, he plays second and third base, but he is firmly in the middle of the Orioles lineup on a near everyday basis, and he has the production to continue. Because you know how it works. If you hit, they keep you in the game. Ohtani had a good interpreter and fired him for some reason. Yes, I don't know why. We might have to do some investigating about that. But you could tell that Ohtani is trying to speak English. Now, I don't know if that was like spurred by all of the nonsense that happened, because maybe if he spoke English a little better, he wouldn't have been taken advantage of so much, but you never know. And it shouldn't happen, okay? Regardless, I still think Ohtani knew. That's just me. Sorry, Danny. But when you got the face of the entire organization of baseball, you can't really do too much investigating. I don't blame him. That's just me. Tommy Conley quietly got his season back on track over his last 8 appearances. No earned runs, 11 strikeouts, a 62.5% ground ball rate, and a whip under 1. Now, last year, he was limited to 40 and 2/3 innings, and he began the season on the 60-day injured list with right biceps tendonitis. He was pretty effective, though his strikeout minus walk ratio fell for the second straight season, 17.6%, which was his lowest mark since 2018. We also saw his four-seam velocity down a little bit, but okay, he throws a changeup 75% of the time, and that also dropped 1 mile an hour. But last year he did 14 holds and 2 saves, and we should see him do about the same this year. He's useful in leagues that count holds. Now let's go back to Paul Skeens, and then we'll be done for the day. Should Westberg be eligible for Rookie of the Year? I'm not sure. It depends on, we have to look up how many at-bats he had last year, okay? Danny, you are so good, Danny Fuller, especially on your birthday. We just love it, okay? First of all, you could get away with saying just about anything on your birthday, but I'll tell you what, you're intelligent, and it just shines right through. Right, Penny? Okay. It's rare to draft a franchise cornerstone Tommy Johnson like Paul Skeens. It's more rare to have him be an ace in his first professional season, and it's even more rare for him to have a girlfriend that looks like Olivia Dunn. I added that for my own benefit. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 11 whips, and 30 CSW percentage. All right, 107 pitches he got through. 69 of them were strikes. He's got a 2.12 ERA this season, and he's not just the NL Rookie of the Year and an All-Star. He's a top 5 pitcher in MLB.
I'll just do the Altuve now.
No, I'm doing Carlos Correa.
And then you got to do Altuve.
Okay, Carlos Correa. Plug your ears, turd. You traded on this guy. I don't blame you for trading him, but here's what he's done in the last month. In the last 30 games, he's batting over 360, 1 for 4 with a solo home run. And since June 6th, he's batting 418 with a 476 on-base percentage and 103 plate appearances with 6 of his 10 homers on the year and 19 of his 41 RBIs. Now, one other thing before we go. Jose Altuve left the game in the 8th inning after being hit on the wrist with a pitch. The x-rays were negative, and he's considered day-to-day with a wrist contusion. Now, one last tidbit. I promised you was Francisco Lindor, and this is why you should always be nice to your players. Booing your players never did anything good but make you feel better, and that's something that Yankees fans do, and as Mets fans, we should not be doing it. Francisco Lindor, since fans gave him a standing ovation, 72 games, a 298 at-bats, 81 hits, a 272 batting average, 14 homers, 41 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, and an 822 OPS. So there's that. Go Lindor, go Mets, go everybody. Have a great Saturday. We'll see you, Lady and the Legend, tomorrow at 9 a.m. And bye to Noah Jack.